Hi guys, it's Jax here, and welcome to the first video of the EDC series of flashlights and knives. And to kick things off, I am going to do a video review of a small single AA LED flashlight. So what we have here is the Cyberport Rominsen rc-r5. Now, having said that, I have to state that on Candle Power forums, I ran into a post about people wondering if this was a real Rominsen light. So, anyways, I'm not too sure. It might be a clone, and it also might be built by Rominsen. It might be from the Rominsen factory and built under commission for somebody else, so maybe it is a real Rominsen, so that's open to debate. So, but as it stands, you can buy this flashlight on eBay from a dealer named Cyberport. He might have had some numbers after the word Cyberport, but I can't remember. But so Cyberport. So now, having said that, keep that in mind. That there is clones, Chinese clones of Chinese lights. Now, having said that this is a Chinese light manufactured in China, for anybody that's instantly discouraged or turned away from a product that's built in China, just know that not all is what it seems, and there's good Chinese products out there, and there's bad Chinese products. Pretty much like every other country. There's, Canada makes some good stuff and some bad stuff. US makes some crap and some good stuff probably. But so just know that there's good Chinese lights out there. And for instance, if you need a example, I'd say the company Phoenix makes good lights. Nightcore makes good lights. So there's quality stuff coming out of China, and deserves a look. Having said that, this light I bought off eBay from Cyberport for $13 Canadian, which is a good deal. It's a good price. So getting right into the meat of the review, what we have here is a small 4-inch or sub 4-inch flashlight, an LED flashlight that takes a single AA battery. Now, what drew me to this light is that I was looking for a cheap light that had the ability to run on a battery called a 14500. Now, a 14500 is a lithium-ion version of a regular AA, a regular Duracell. The difference is this Duracell here is a 1.5 volt battery, and it's disposable when it's done. And this one here, this AW cell, is a lithium ion that is rechargeable, and you can recharge it many times, and it puts out 4.2 volts when it's at its maximum charge. Otherwise, they list it as a 3.7 volt battery. The reason why I was looking for a flashlight that can accept this particular cell is that lithium ion cells pack a lot of punch, and they enable flashlights to put out way more power. So what drew me to this light here was its ability to use 14500 lithium ion cells. And I might add, for those that don't know, this kind of technology, this rechargeable lithium ion, is probably what's in your cell phone, your laptop, your digital cameras, things like that have lithium ions power, batteries, that is. So you might be using this type of technology, maybe not in the same shape, but you might be using it. There might be 18650 batteries in your laptop right now. Yeah, so the benefit of these is that they're rechargeable. They put out more voltage, and thus enable certain flashlights to really put out the lumens. And for those that don't know, lumens are the amount of light being put out by the source here. And in this case, we have a Cree XPG-R5 sitting at the bottom, surrounded by a a nice smooth reflector. There's no orange peel here, it's all smooth. So anyways, like I was saying, this is a single AA light. Now, it is advertised at 360 lumens and with a 14500 battery, and it puts out a lot of power. I would have to say, if I had to guess, anywhere between 260 and 300 and over 300 lumens. It puts out enough light that you're impressed. It might be putting out more than I'm giving it credit for. It's just that it's hard to gauge lumens, exact lumens, without a light box or a light gauge to read it or whatever. So I'll put this down for a second and tell you that this light also accepts multiple chemistries. So what this light can accept is a 1.5 volt alkaline battery. It can accept nickel metal halide or hydride 1.2 volt rechargeable batteries. It can accept L92s, which is disposable lithium batteries. And of course it could take protected and unprotected 14500s. Okay, so like I said, I paid $13 for this light, and let me just go into some of its features here. So it features a reverse clicky 3-mode tail switch. So there is no temporary on feature. You simply press the light in and you can see it won't come on until I let go, so it's a reverse clicky. It's a 3 modes, so you have turbo, medium, and you could tell, if you could see those flashing kind of lights in the camera, you could tell that this light's using, I believe, something called PWN, which is pulse width modulation in the circuitry to control the medium mode. And you can see on turbo that is absent, so this is using PWM only in medium mode. So to access the modes, use soft touch. You don't have to do a full click, and it cycles through the 3 modes: strobe, high, medium. Output on a 14500 is impressive. It's really good. It's probably pumping out more juice than your 4.7 quarks on 14500, stuff like that. You won't be disappointed with the light output. It also has excellent power and lumen output on rechargeable 1.2 volt nickel metal hydride batteries. The total lumen output is less than the 14500, of course, and but you'll be impressed, and it's very its performance is right up there with the top of the line brand name flat AA single AA flashlights when using any loop or a rechargeable battery like this. So it's what am I trying to say? It's competitive, it's comparable, it's right up there with the other lights, and it's putting out good light on a 1.2 volt cell. So run times. On one thing I have to mention that's important to this review is that I believe this light has a boost circuit. So what it's doing is the circuit is really pumping the power into the light. So the reason I mention that is for some people might not like this light because it has a design quality to it, in that when you're using a 14500 cell that is protected, the light will run at high lumens. When you put it on high, it'll run and stay on for anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, and then what it will do is it'll automatically shut itself off to the lower mode, which is about with a 14500 it might be 100 lumens or 80 lumens or something like that. It does it by itself, and I don't know if that's the protection circuit being triggered in the battery, and thus telling the flashlight to boot down to a lower setting. But some people might be annoyed by this. That could be bypassed by using unprotected cells, and if unprotected lithium ion cells, IMRs and stuff like that. And if you do that, just make sure that you change batteries when the light starts to dim, and don't overtax your unprotected lithium ion cells. Don't let them get too low. So having said that, runtime on a 14500, it varies, and it depends on how new and good your cells are. Sometimes it's like 40 minutes, sometimes it's like 45, sometimes it's like maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that, I think. Pardon me, I'm kind of struggling to remember here. And when the good thing about this is that if it does shut itself down to medium mode, that medium mode's a decent amount of light, and it will run for probably a long time. I haven't actually taken exact measurements of how long it will run on the medium mode. Okay, but for those of you that find that news a little bit disparaging, like I said, note that it has excellent performance on one of these 1.2 volt nickel metal halide, or whatever they're called, hydride or whatever. Maybe about an hour's worth, which is compatible I should say, and comparable to a lot of the other lights out there, like a Quark, or maybe a Zebra light or something will only run about an hour or two. So good performance. The light is anodized aircraft grade aluminum, and the light didn't come with all the information I saw. It came from the eBay ad itself. When I got the light from China, it didn't have any spare O-rings, any spare clicky switch boot, no pamphlet. I don't think it came with anything really, just the light itself. So yeah, so I don't know if this is type 3 anodization, and you can see here where the pocket clip is wiggled back and forth, that it's grinded through the anodized layer and into the aluminum, but the rest of the light is holding up well, so it might very well be type 3 anodization. Now, on eBay, it specified that it was had a waterproof design. It didn't go into exact details. It didn't say IPX8 or IPX6. So I'm not sure. It does claim to be waterproof. It does have O-rings up in the front here. The tail cap, when I take it off, I don't see any O-rings, and you can't access the innards of the tail cap like you can a 4.7's light. It seems to be fixed in place, and you can't unscrew it with those two little dimples to get in there and mess around with stuff. The reason I have hesitations to go swimming with this light, and you can swim with lights at night if they're IPX8 waterproof, you can go right underwater with them. The reason I hesitate with this is the clip design. The clip design, I don't want to go unscrewing it right now because it could be a pain in the ass to get back in. The clip design, I might add, some might take issue with it. I like wire clips, but when I got it, I found that it's a little bit of a flimsy design if you reef on it too much. And the clips, you unscrew this and they wrap inside there, and it wraps around this channel that's carved into the top of the cap here. And I don't see an O-ring back there, so I don't know how it is waterproof. So maybe it's a splash proof design or rain proof, so keep that in mind. But now, having said that, the light is comparable in size to a Quark 4.7's Quark's AA. It can't tail stand because it has the boot sticking above the top here, and it has no lanyard hole. Now, lanyard hole could be remedied yourself with a drill, and if you do that, just make sure you if you do decide to drill through here and create a lanyard hole, just make sure you have enough space left over to shove a hunk of metal in there so that your drill bit doesn't go piercing your boot and compromising its seal. Yeah, so Also, I mentioned that the light is featuring a Cree XPG-R5. Now, my sample came with a good emitter color. I have no excessive blues or greens or anything like that. It comes with mine came with a really nice white. A nice white, maybe leaning touch on the cool side, but nothing, no angry blue or anything like that. Knurling in the middle here, and no knurling, of course, on the ends. Very smooth, which isn't really a problem because this isn't a twisty light, and it's a clicky switch, so you don't really need to worry about locking the light out so it doesn't activate. So not a problem. It's you know, not going to be a problem. The knurling, I would say, is equal to a Quark Mini AA. If anybody's ever felt the knurling there, it's not grippy. Like the Mini AA isn't grippy, and it's not. It's more on the smooth side. Some knurling could be super aggressive, like maybe like a Surefire or something. So, like I mentioned, it has a smooth reflector. Now, the beam quality is excellent. You know, with a smooth reflector, there's no rings, and I might add quickly, there's creneations at the top. Now, the light is fully, other than the tail switch, everything's accessible. This little, where you see that line here, this unscrews and allows you to gain access to the reflector and maybe the emitter there, but anyways, I'll unscrew this. The threads, I might add, wait, before I do that, I'll see if there's any head wobble. No head wobble, for those that want to know. Here's an O-ring up front here. And I think there's an O-ring underneath this one too, so at least that part's submersible. Anyways, the threads are anodized. Probably not a problem if you, because you don't have to lock the light out, because it's not a twisty with a parasitic drain memory. The inside is anodized. Threads are pretty good. Oops, pardon me. Threads are pretty good. Maybe not the most perfectly refined, but they're pretty decent. It seems to be, I called them square threaded, but I don't think they are square threaded. Anyways, what I have inside of it is an unprotected lithium-ion cell. So it has this plastic ring protecting the little button thing there, so that it's its own mechanical reverse polarity protection in case you insert the battery wrong, which might hurt the circuitry inside. I haven't popped that out, so I don't know if you can dig around in there. So anyways, maybe I'll put this back together and disassemble the head to show you stuff. Let me see. So we're unscrewing this. There is indeed an O-ring there. Everything seems to be IPX8 except for the tail. So that might be worthy of some investigation. So how can I take this out here? I believe it comes out. It is a alloy reflector with an excellent polish put on it. Yeah, I believe it comes out. I just got to wiggle at it or stick something in there, which might screw something up. I think it's glass lens. Yeah, oh yeah, I think it's coated glass lens, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it does come out, maybe just by pushing on it. I've never actually, I don't believe I've taken it out before. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful smooth reflector. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was the beam quality is excellent. I was going into it, but I kind of trailed off there. There's no rings, not ringy for a smooth reflector, which probably isn't surprising with the XPG emitter. And here we go. We have the top of the thingy here, and there's the Cree mounted in there. Looks pretty nice. Some sort of a aluminum board sitting on top of thermal paste, as usual. The emitter was well centered, and all in all, for 13 bucks, you know, the build quality is pretty good on this light. I'm really pleased with it. I gotta say the beam quality's nice. For $13, the tint was nice. This light being aircraft grade, what is it, T6 aluminum, probably won't disappoint you on how strong it is. Now this might be like the other flashlights you can drive a car over. It's probably not going to disappoint you there. So be warned that the clip's a little bit feeble, but it does work. And if you don't mind it, as long as you you know, it does work. It's okay. Good stiff feel to the clicky switch. And for $13, I'd have to rate this a really good value actually. And I've carried it every day for a while, and I'm pleased with it. For those of you that want to know, I do own pretty good quality flashlights, and in fact, this review is being filmed by the grace of a EagleTac M2X C4 triple neutral white XREs. I do have some high quality flashlights, so I am somewhat qualified to qualified to chime in on this, and the quality's good. So once again, that's eBay. Cyberport's the dealer's name. I believe this is the only review of its kind possibly in the entire world. I did a lot of research. I did some research, went on Candle Power Forums, which is the website where you, if you want to know about flashlights, you go hunting around there. And this might be the only review of this light out there. For $13, guys, I suggest you get it. I really do. If you have a girlfriend or a family member, it makes a good gift. Even if you're just using, even if you don't go get the 14500s, here all you have to do if you want to go for a walk or get a gift is make sure you have a nice little rechargeable AA batteries, and put a few of those in your pocket and you're good to go. If you want to have some pretty impressive lumen output, go with the 14500s, which I might add are really cheap on eBay. You can buy this light and maybe 4 or 6 of these batteries for probably around 20 bucks. You'll need a charger. You'll need a separate charger with this because this is what I got, an UltraFire 3.7 lithium ion battery charger. Some chargers are intelligent chargers and they'll be able to charge all sorts of chemistries, but if you do get these, be aware that you need the charger, which isn't expensive. You could look in Canada, you could look to a website and a dealer called Keen Beam, who was selling them the chargers for $15, and I'm sure you can find that the UltraFire lithium ion charger for pretty cheap. Anyways, guys, probably about over 300 lumens on a 14500, kicking little light, 4 inches long. If I had to guess, maybe about as light as a Quark AA, similar size. Pretty good light. Like I said, 3 modes: turbo, a lower mode, and a strobe. The strobe, I might add, is a medium fast strobe, I would have to say. There we are. Here's Cree XPG-R5 on this side. And that wraps up the review. Hopefully I didn't... Oh, okay. Well, maybe I am forgetting some stuff. Beam profile is really good. Since it's putting out so much power with the lithium ion, it has a good... And the smooth reflector, it has a good balance between flood and pretty decent throw. For any of you that ever walk down a forest trail at night, this makes a good walking light because it's floody enough that it lights the immediate area up around you really well, really good, and it's got the smooth reflector and enough power that it just manages to squeeze some throw out of it. So it's pretty good that way. You'll be impressed with the performance of this on a 14500. And just remember that I told you that the cells will your cells might shut themselves down into a medium mode unless you're using an unprotected. But having said that, it's okay if you can deal with that. Now, since it's putting out so much power, the light will get hot. Just make sure you don't leave the light on with the emitter part covered, or she'll heat up to a pretty good heatness. But if you use this in a cooler climate or a winter, I think you don't have to worry about the heat at all. And for those of you that know flashlights, know about heat issues. Anyways, guys, I'm approaching 25 minutes. It's Jax here signing out from the EDC series with the first installment, the Cyberport rominsen rc-r5. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If I forgot anything, leave me a comment and maybe I can chime in. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.